Did the Mosquito Do It? Paragraphs 1 through 12, September 5 through 8, 1900. The situation was serious. Carol was desperately ill. Lazier and Agramonte were waiting to see if Dean would come down with yellow fever, and Reed, far away in Washington, D.C., could only wait for bulletins and wonder. Was Carol's attack simply a tragic accident, or was it an important clue, a clue that would finally crack the yellow fever mystery? Upset and distracted, Reed poured out his feelings in a letter to his old friend, Major Jefferson Keene. I cannot begin to describe my mental distress and depression over the most unfortunate turn of affairs, Reed wrote. To Reed, Carol's illness was terrible. It was worrying. But from a scientific point of view, it was also fascinating. And the team's chief investigator desperately wanted to know how Carol had gotten sick. Can it be that the mosquito was the source of infection? He asked Keene. As the days went by, Keene got reports from Camp Columbia. For the most part, the word was grim. Carol was suffering from violent headaches. Light hurt his eyes. The attack was severe. The fever was high. For several days, it seemed Carol might die. Then suddenly, on September 7th, there was wonderful news. For the first time in a week, the sick man's temperature was normal. The outlook for recovery was good, and Reed immediately dashed off a note. Dear my dear Carol, hip hip hurrah. Really, I can never recall such a sense of relief in all my life as the news of your recovery gives me. Great. God bless you, my boy. Then on the back of the envelope, Reed scribbled, Did the mosquito do it? It was the big question, and though Reed didn't know it when he wrote that note, Lazier and Agramonte already had a clue. On September 5th, about a week after he had been bitten by the mosquito, Private Dean didn't feel well. At first, the soldier was just a bit weary and lightheaded. Then his eyes became bloodshot. His face flushed red, and his temperature soared. Soon, Private Dean was in the hospital. It seemed that the mosquito that had bitten Carol had caused another case of yellow fever. In the hospital, Dean suffered through a mild case of the disease. Carol slowly started to recover, and Jesse Lazier was excited. On September 8th, he sat down and sent his wife the latest news. I rather think I am on the track of the real germ, he wrote, but nothing must be said as yet. Not a hint. I have not mentioned it to a soul.